Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. Rules for Caring for My Cats. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Hi. Thanks for caring for these 3 while I'm out of town. Here are a list of rules to follow to taking care of Evie, Ollie, and Marlin. Smiley face. 1. Make sure they are the right cat. Ollie is black with a blue collar. He also has a teal bow on his collar. If the bow has fish, congrats! It's the right one. If it doesn't, then you've got the wrong house. Evie is grey with some white, she had a pink collar. It is hard to see it with all her fur, so look at her forehead. If it has an orange stripe, you got the right one. Wrong house if she doesn't. Marlin is a tuxedo with a green collar. Make sure he has that. Keep in mind that Evie and Ollie are both very big. Don't worry, they are just Maine Coons. Ollie should be the same size as Marlin, and Evie should be bigger than Marlin. 2. Feed them twice a day. Though Ollie is technically a kitten, he needs to eat a bit more than Evie and Marlin. Make sure they all have half a can of wet food in the morning, and same for the night. Except Ollie should have 1 full can. Feed Ollie's food in the blue bowl. The other cats will eat each other's food, but that's all right. Just keep Ollie's food in the blue bowl. 3. Never let them outside. Lock the doors, keep the windows shut, just never let them outside. If even one gets out, refer to Rule 3A. 3A, if you are reading this, congrats! You've earned a one-way ticket to the afterlife. It is best to stab yourself with one of the knives in the kitchen before the coyotes get you. You cannot escape the coyotes, and they will make sure it hurts. You don't want to end up like Ernie. 4. Don't pick up Evie. She is very temperamental. It doesn't matter if you'll get a cute photo since she is so big, just don't pick her up. If she scratches you, then cut of the skin surrounding the wound. If she bites you, call me and tell me that she bit you. It is best to leave the house after this, you'll rot anyway. 5. Make Marlin trust you. He's very shy, so try feeding him treats. He'll protect you at night. 6. Lock the door at night. The coyotes can still get in, but this will make it harder for them. The cats can get in and out even when the door is locked, so don't worry. If Marlin trusts you, he'll sleep on the bed with you. It is very important that Marlin on the bed with you. 6a. If Marlin is by your feet, pray that he likes you enough to protect you. 6b. If Marlin is by your torso, he won't protect you fully. Make sure the door is locked and the blinds are closed, this should stall the coyotes enough for Marlin to make his decision. He should protect you. 6c. If Marlin is by your head, congrats! You are safe. Give him pets regularly throughout the night to ensure he stays by your head. 6d. If Marlin is on the floor, refer to Rule 3A. 7. In the morning, there should be a different cat outside. If there isn't, you are lucky. 7a. If the cat is white with big black spots around his body, tell him that I am not home. It may seem stupid, but it will save your life. Ernie misses me, and will come back when I am there. 7b. If the cat is anything else, tell them they have got the wrong house. They'll understand. 8. Play with the cats. Grab their toys, their tunnel, and some catnip. Put these down in the living room, and let them do their thing. Marlin may not join, but he will be there for the catnip. Marlin never plays anymore. Failure to do this will cause them to turn you into their new toy. You do not want this to happen. 9. When you leave, give the cats a hug. Evie may hiss, but she won't bite or scratch. The only exception is Marlin. Tell him that you will miss him, and that you love him. Then, scratch his chin. He'll make sure the coyotes won't get you on your way out. 10. Call me when you are a mile away from the house. This will make sure the coyotes can't track you. Thanks for agreeing to this, I'll make sure to put in a good word for you, Smiley face. Story 2. Sleeping like the dead. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. My whole life I have had to suffer from insomnia, ever since I was a child. It's been a nightmare. Talking about nightmares, if I somehow manage to fall asleep, I get plagued by insufferable dreams which wake me up quickly from my rather short slumber that barely lasts only 2 hours if I'm lucky. Those rather horrific dreams could be because before I go to bed, I tend to listen to horror podcasts. My thanks go to them since they're the only thing that has prevented me from dying due to sleep deprivation. Now I know what you're thinking, well, why don't you just listen to some other genre of podcasts? I just can't. Well, maybe not can't so to say, but horror is the only fiction that brings joy to my soul. Listening to the podcasters describe how the main protagonist feels when he is faced with terror and impossible obstacles brings me comfort. I know you may think I'm some sort of sadistic psychopath for saying that, but there is probably a normal explanation for why that is. If only I could enjoy feeling dread myself, my bad dreams would be a breeze. In fact, they would be like a highly realistic virtual reality. Wouldn't that be just great? To enjoy feeling like you're the one that's in a horror movie this time. You know, it's not fair. Why did the universe have to curse me with this inability to sleep? Why me? What did I do wrong? I know some people have it way worse than just some sleeplessness, but still. I'm always tired. Always. I don't remember the last time I enjoyed something without feeling as if I'm about to pass out any minute. Worst of all, I can't even do that. I wish I could fall asleep and just rest well for once, but I can't. I have been prescribed tons of different drugs for my problem, none of which have helped much. I still wake up at least 10 times during the night and I was sick of it. Worst of all, the doctors don't know where my sleeping problems come from in the first place. I have talked to a psychiatrist, my GP doctor, and even a neurologist. I tried herbal medicine and still nothing. I'm so tired. Both literally and metaphorically. I needed something stronger. Something that was out of the borders of the FDA's approval. Something which you couldn't get from your local drugstore. Do you remember how I mentioned that I like horror? Well, my interest in it, and the long nightly hours I have spent on my PC instead of sleeping, led me to delve into the shadows of the internet. Specifically, the dark corners of the unreachable for most people web, also known as the dark web. I'm sure you've heard about it. The parts of the net where illegal stuff happens like selling drugs and whatnot. To be honest, I wish selling drugs was the only thing that went against the law, because I have seen some unspeakable things there no human should lay his eyes on. The things I witnessed there have tormented me for years now. Maybe my night terrors wouldn't be as horrific if it wasn't for the hidden internet, or if I knew what I saw wasn't real. If only I could turn back time. Anyway, I'm not going to delve deep into that, as I want to spare you my trauma. The reason I mentioned the dark web is that it's from there that I brought SLTD, which stands for Sleeping Like the Dead. I stumbled upon an ad that said, "Are you having trouble falling asleep? SLTH can help you with that. Made by using only natural substances that are sure to make you sleep as a baby, or like the dead." Well, to be honest, if I was making medications, I wouldn't really put the word dead anywhere, even if it was used figuratively. I know you shouldn't even think about touching the dark web, talking from experience, let alone ordering something from it, especially medication, but I was desperate for a cure. Or at least some sort of treatment. The website itself said, "Fix your sleeping disorder, kill your sleeping problems," and while $199 might seem quite a lot for only 10 pills, for me, even with the financial crisis I was in, it wasn't. It felt like ages until the tablets came. I have never been this impatient for an order, like ever. I was excited to maybe finally have a good night's rest in decades. The rush I felt when I saw the postman deliver my package at around 9 a.m. made me run to my mailbox like a bullet. When I opened the package it came in, I saw the white box with purple letters on it. I was used to being disappointed by other drugs, but I knew these were going to be different. I can only hope I didn't just waste $199 on some Mentos. Butterflies flew in my stomach, as I couldn't wait for the sun to set so I could go to bed. Finally, I decided to sleep earlier tonight, no surfing the hidden internet or listening to horror podcasts tonight. When I opened the package to take my first dose, I decided to read the package insert. Package insert, SLTD, sleeping like the dead. Warning, the following instructions must be read carefully. Failure to comply with the rules below can and will result in severe consequences, including but not limited to disturbing hallucinations, sleep paralysis, or even permanent insomnia similar to fatal familial insomnia, FFI. Upon consuming SLTD, you must maintain complete silence for at least 30 minutes. Any noise/sound during the first 30 minutes upon consumption can and will result in severe and unpredictable side effects. SLTD must only be taken in a room with almost, if not, complete darkness. Ensure all light sources, such as electronic devices, are turned off. The absence of light is crucial for the pills to take the desired effect. Failure to do so will result in prolonged and vivid nightmares and hallucinations. SLTD is only effective at exactly midnight. Consumption of SLTD outside the designed time can and will lead to erratic behavior and/or inability to wake up ever again. Prior to taking SLTD, prepare a container that has exactly 100 ml of water. Place the pill under your tongue and wait for 10 seconds. Then, swallow the pill with a single gulp of the entire 100 ml of water. Do not chew or crush the pill, as it will cause unpredictable side effects. Do not have any mirrors in the room you will be sleeping in after taking SLTD, as it will cause horrific hallucinations. SLTD is designed to be taken only once in a 24-hour period. Taking more than the recommended dose can and will lead to severe disorientation, hallucinations, loss of memory, and/or prolonged sleep deprivation. Do not take SLTD with any other medications, especially sleep aids. Remember, SLTD is an experimental product. It is essential to exercise caution upon consumption and adhere to the instructions provided. If you experience any abnormal symptoms or side effects, discontinue use immediately and seek professional help. We will not take any responsibility for any consequences upon SLTD consumption. You have been warned. Well, that was creepy. I know that these are from the dark web, but this was extremely sketchy. All these side effects and whatnot. And plus, I'm no chemist or a pharmacist, but nowhere does it say what these tablets contain, but then again, it's not like they're FDA approved. I wouldn't break any of the rules if I took one now anyway. I just have to wait until it's exactly midnight. There's no way I'd lose the sleep I desperately waited for years now over a few minutes. The minute hand of the clock hit 12, and I knew it was time to take my newly found experimental definitely safe meds, so I practically flew like a frigate bird to my room, which was now filled with pure darkness. I placed the bonbon, that's what I sometimes like to call my panacea hee, under my tongue, counted to 10, and swallowed it with the water, and then carefully as to not make any noise I placed the glass on the soft black carpet in my room, which was now practically invisible from the darkness. I followed the instructions word for word, as I didn't want to risk anything. I lay on my bed there, waiting to fall asleep, waiting for those 30 minutes to pass, waiting for my wish to come true. I was so excited to fall asleep, which was probably going to make it even more difficult to, fall asleep. I started counting sleep like the little child I was, and 30 minutes were gone just like that. I'm really good at approximating precisely how much time passes. And nothing. I thought I would have fallen asleep by now, with nothing but void and quiet all around me, but no. There I was just thinking how silly of me it was to raise my hope like that. Again. I tried to get out of my comfy sheets and just turn on my PC to read some horror fanfic, but as I tried to move, I quickly realized I was paralyzed. I couldn't move any part of my body apart from my eyes and eyelids. It was as if I had locked-in syndrome. What was going on? Did I break any of the rules of the meds? Was I dreaming? Is this a hallucination or something? All these questions raced through my scared mind. I was freaking out. I didn't understand what was happening to me, but I know this, I did everything I was supposed to, right? While I was struggling, I felt as if I was being watched. I looked around my room and there, despite the darkness, I could clearly see a silhouette of a person. No multiple silhouettes or multiple people. Like, shadow people. This was the first time I was having sleep paralysis, so I knew my mind could have been playing tricks on me since I was scared, so I tried to calm down. While the shadow things had a humanoid silhouette, I knew whatever my brain had created was not human. Or humane for that matter. They were around 6 feet tall, and one of them even had a hat. I'm so creative, right? I tried everything I could to calm down, from being in a place that makes me happy to breathing slowly and deeply, but to no avail. The shadow people started walking towards me. This shouldn't be happening, I thought to myself. They should be gone by now, but they weren't. It was the opposite. What poison did I drink? I started freaking out again. What if they were real? What if the monsters really do exist? They were now practically right next to my bed, and then they tilted their bodies. It's then that I brought their dark red eyes to my attention. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I wanted to punch them, but it was as if my hands had been amputated. I wanted to just run away, but it was as if my legs just weren't there. All of a sudden, they took their hands to choke me, and I could feel my face going red from the lack of oxygen. My heart was racing so much I was about to get a heart attack. Wouldn't have been my first one. I wanted to couch as anyone that is being choked, but I couldn't even do that. Now I am finally going to rest, forever. This was real, and the reality was that I was never going to wake up ever again. Or so I thought. I closed my eyes as I felt my last breath escape my mouth, and I woke up in another void. There was nothing but black empty space. I started to move around to explore wherever I was, to maybe try and find an exit. Nothing. Until I was suddenly teleported back into the world I came from. But I wasn't in my bed. Not even in my house. Instead, I saw a man laying on a bed, in a room that wasn't mine. I looked around and saw those shadow things again, but this time, I wasn't scared, as I looked down and realized that I was one of them. And it was clear as day to me what I needed to do now. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.